Hi, this is Linda with Talking in American English. Now we're doing lesson 22. This is Small Talk 5, and the subject will be What an Interesting Past, and we will be using Verb Form 5. Remember, we started out with Verb Forms 1 and 2, which is anytime, 3, which is right now, 4, which is a particular past, and now 5, which is a general past. So this is the topic. Remember, I made this chart with all of these verbs on it. Here we have eat, eats, eating, ate, eaten. That's fourth form. Fifth form, they're both in the past. Now, if it's in yellow, they're different. Ate, eaten. If they're in blue, they're the same in fourth and fifth, like cut, cut, dug, dug. But we're going to be using some of these verbs in our lesson today. I want to start off with pointing out the difference between a Form 4 and a Form 5. And I like to do it with a visual that you can see the concept. So here we have right now. The circle is right now, and this is before now in the past. When I'm using Form 4 and I use a verb, I'm talking about a time in the past, more particular time, maybe more than once, or it might be a section of time. For instance, during my high school years, that's a specific time, but it's stretched out a little bit. Or this morning when I got up, that would be a specific time. Or maybe you've done this more than once, but we're thinking of specific times that you did it. So we use Form 4, and then when we use now, and we mean sometime before now, but it's a stretched out time. It's not limited in that time unless I put an adverb that cuts it off somewhere. Otherwise, this is a stretched out before now, and this is a more specific before now when it's Form 4. Form 5 has a helper, have or has, and it means the time is more general, somewhere behind right now. So from that big poster that I'm not putting up again for right now, but this is that piece off of it. It looks like this. Form 5, a general time in the past, maybe one time or many times, but I'm not telling you exactly when. It's before now, somewhere back there. So if I use the word drive, I drive would be the first form. He drives is still anytime but second form. I am driving, third form. Fourth form, I drove. And fifth form, I have driven. So I have driven, you have driven, we have driven, they have driven. Or if you haven't done that, I have not driven, I haven't driven, you have not driven, you haven't driven. I can give it an adverb if I want to. And I would use haven't ever or have never driven, have seldom or haven't often. So those are the ways we use the fifth form after have, or if it's after he, she, or it, have becomes has. He has driven, she has driven, it has driven, or has not driven, or hasn't driven. And if I use any of these, we can switch these two if we need to. But that's Form 5. I want to show you the Form 4 and the Form 5 next to each other because they are both in the past. And sometimes it doesn't matter which one you use, both will be appropriate. But sometimes it does matter because it doesn't quite make sense if we don't switch back and forth between these. An example is, did she eat breakfast this morning? That makes it the fourth form, so we go back to the first form when it's with did. Yes, she ate breakfast. I could ask that question, did she eat breakfast this morning? But I could also say, because it's not that far away, from now to when I first got up this morning isn't that far away. I could say, has she eaten breakfast yet? Now I'm asking over that long period of time from when she got up to whatever time it is now. During that time, ever did she eat breakfast? They're very close to the same meaning, but there's a little bit of difference because I'm not limiting it to a particular time at all when I say it this way. Has she eaten breakfast yet? And then I can also ask the question. I'm not doing the negative version here because I did that last video, but hasn't she eaten breakfast yet? That's the same question. Has she eaten breakfast yet? Hasn't she eaten breakfast yet? Yes, she has eaten breakfast. Somewhere along there, she ate breakfast. No, she hasn't eaten breakfast. During all that time, she never ate breakfast. There's not much difference when the time is that short. So either one will work. Did she eat or has she eaten? But sometimes it does sound better if you use one or the other. Let's use the word write. Did you write an email about your concern? Yes, I wrote one today. Did write and wrote are both fourth form. Have you written other emails about it? Now I'm stretching out the time, not just one email today, but in the past for several days. Have you written other emails about it? Or I can say it in the negative way. Haven't you written other emails about it? It's really the same question. Yes, I have written several emails this week. I'm giving a stretched out time, but it's so long that we consider it a general pass. I have written several emails this week, and I'm not telling you when during the week, somewhere. No, I haven't written any other emails in the past. No, I have never written any other email. So you might be asking, why, if you gave a time here this week that you used have written? I could say, I didn't write an email this week. I'm saying there was no particular time that I wrote an email. Or I could say, I wrote an email this week. But if I did several different times all during the week, that spreads it out. There's a little bit of difference there. Sometimes you just have to decide which way you want to go. Am I going to do a particular time in the week or a general time in the week? Now let's look at some more. The word fly. Did you fly to New York City recently? Yes, I flew. Did, fly, and flew are both fourth form. Have you flown first class sometimes? I couldn't say, did you fly first class sometimes? I possibly could, but it doesn't sound right. Have you flown first class sometimes? Haven't you flown first class sometimes? Over a long period of time, haven't you flown? No, I haven't flown first class. I fly economy. No, I haven't ever flown first class. No, I have never flown first class. There are many ways to answer it. Did they see the beautiful sunset this evening? Yes, they saw. Did, see, and saw are both fourth form. Fifth form. Have you seen the sunset while on the beach? I don't know when that could have been, so I'm giving a general pass. Yes, I have seen it from there. It was beautiful. Now, this is just a past form, fourth form. No, I haven't ever seen it from there. I haven't ever seen. No, I have never seen it from there. Notice when I do a fourth form, I put a helper and it go back to the first form. But if I use have as a helper, I keep it in fifth form. I have seen, I haven't seen, I have seen. It has to keep the fifth form when it has have. Know, knows, knowing, knew, known. Did he know the answer to that problem? Yes, he knew the answer. Now we're going to practice with fifth form. Has he known how to solve other problems? Or hasn't he known how to solve other problems? Yes, yes, often he has known how to solve them. Or no, he hasn't known how to solve other problems. No, he hasn't ever known how to solve other problems or others. No, he has never known how to solve other problems. I changed it to others because it was getting too long. Okay. Fall. Did we speak clearly on the phone? You could understand me. Yes, you spoke clearly. Fourth form. Fourth form. Okay. Have we spoken on the phone before? Sometime in the past. I'm not mentioning when. Or haven't we spoken on the phone before? Somewhere back there? Yes, we have spoken before. Now I'm going to give you a specific time. We spoke last month. Now it's specific. I switched to fourth form. Here it's general, fifth form. No, we haven't spoken on the phone before. All that time had passed. We never spoke. No, we have never spoken on the phone before. You can answer in any of those ways. Have never spoken, or haven't spoken, or have spoken. I could also say haven't ever spoken, but I didn't put that on the poster. Okay, those are some examples. Now here's our conversation. What an interesting past. Two people have met, maybe at work, maybe at a coffee shop. Ellen says, what have you done before coming to work here? Gary says, I have worked mostly in Alaska and in Canada. Ellen says, have you always worked in cold climates? Gary says, usually I have worked in cold climates, but I have taken some classes at a university in Texas. So I have spent time in warmer places too. My friend has invited me to visit Morocco. He has lived there for a few years. He hasn't given me the exact dates yet, but I have made plans to go soon. Then Ellen says, where have you gone besides those places? Gary says, I have traveled. Now we have a regular verb, so it's just ed. We don't have to worry about fourth or fifth. I have traveled to Mexico and South America. Trips to those countries have been, that's the form of to be, have been very interesting. I have grown, grow, grows, growing, grew, grown. I have grown fond of traveling to other countries. Now, fond means you have a warm feeling, you like it. It's not love, 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 but you have a comfortable, nice feeling about it. I have grown fond of traveling to other countries. Ellen says, have you ever traveled to Africa or Asia? There's an ed, so that's a regular verb. Gary says, I have gone to Kenya and Korea. Ellen says, interesting. Have you gone to these other countries for fun or for work? Notice the pronunciation of some of these. We've talked about for and fun and some other pronunciations earlier, so practice those while you do this. Gary says, so far, I have gone overseas only for fun. I have never done work overseas. It has taken a while for me to save up money for trips like that. My savings account has grown some since working here, so I have thought about making that trip to Morocco soon. So thought has both forms the same, fourth form and fifth form. It's irregular. It's from think, but it's thought, fourth and fifth. Most of these have different fourth and fifth, like took, taken, did, done, went, gone. Those have different forms for fourth and fifth. But this particular one, it's the same for fourth and fifth, but it's have thought about making. So those are the fifth form verbs.